What is going on, guys? It's Shu here, bringing you another review on One Punch Man. Now, this episode I enjoyed the most this season. I liked the music, the animation looked a bit better to me, but overall the vibe was right. I don't know what it is. I just really enjoyed watching that episode. That honestly, I could watch it again and it would be totally fine. Not sure why. Again, I don't know. It was just a good episode. I really had fun watching it. And I think this is really the first time I'm saying that about this season, just overall. And I don't know if it will be the only time I say it, but this was a fun episode. And it kind of made me think of what I enjoyed out of this show back in season 1. And even some parts of season 2. But that's just what I thought. Let's just go ahead and get into it, though. And so we start off with seeing Child Emperor getting out with Waganma, or whatever his name is. Honestly, he's one of the most annoying characters ever. And I'm not a fan of him. But we see that they run across Phoenix Bird, and of course they were kind of curious as to what exactly he was doing there. I mean, he was beat up, yes, but they were surprised to see him there. And we have Waganma talking about how, this guy used to be on TV, and he had it was just strange because in the episodes he would like die and then come back and then act as if nothing happened, and that a show got canceled. But this guy actually comes back, weirdly enough, and he looks more of a human, I guess, fusion of the Phoenix, and he's much stronger. And it was nice to see because I like that this guy had his rematch. He thought he was better, and so getting the possibility to fight again and against Child Emperor was a challenge. And we see that Child Emperor tries his techniques. He uses his little mini robots to try to help out. Wasn't enough. Then of course he is trying to use his own weapons, and that's also not enough, and he's continuously getting stronger. And this kind of puts them both in a bind, both Waganma and Child Emperor, because obviously for Child, he doesn't want to use the best stuff that he has quite yet. And for Waganma, well, he's a rich kid. You could imagine him wanting to just kind of like be out of there. And I get it. It's justified to feel like, if the hero is there, he should get you there as soon as possible out of that situation. But that wasn't really the case. And so with Child Emperor, he actually uses his ace up the sleeve and uses this like Gundam / Megazord looking monster or robot, and trying to beat the new and improved Phoenix. And it's not enough. In fact, we see him getting faster and faster, and it becomes a challenge. And so we have him having to get more serious. But the problem is with him having this machine, it only has like about 3 minutes tops for it would be functional. And so we see that he pushes Phoenix down. He uses his anti-gravity thing to kind of hold him down, but Phoenix again is still coming back up, and he's stronger, and so it becomes pretty difficult. And so when we start seeing the change in Phoenix, he actually starts besting Child Emperor, and even talking crap about him. It's like, you had your head in the wrong place. You're not trying to be just a hero. You want recognition. You want the adults to say good job. And I do want to say, I guess he's right to a certain extent, because he is still a kid and he wants to be recognized by the adults. And he does kind of get that from Zombie Man, but I don't think that's necessarily all the reason. You know, he really wants to be a hero. He wants to actually prove himself and that he can do it. And I think that's the important part. And so when, you know, the machine doesn't last, we see all kinds of trump cards that he's using. He uses a tickle machine. He tries to use his last attack before the machine goes out. So it's like he's doing his best. And so he ends up beating him, thankfully. But because of the ability the Phoenix Man has, he brings back Hellfire, Flame, and Tempest, Wind. And these guys run across Saitama. And I thought that was hilarious. They try to fight him, and he's nothing to him. So, really fun episode. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you.